if we didn't choose to go? Arlene would still not be able to speak because of the tumor in her tongue. The Taot Bato tribe from the mountains of Palawan would have never seen a doctor and be cured of malaria. JF, born with a clubfoot, would not become a track and field competition winner.
Mapatapos ko mag-aral, maging pulis.
Joy of Montalban would not dare to smile or play with the other kids. Mang Marcos would still be scavenging garbage in Payatas. Mang Jose would not have a new fishing boat after Typhoon Pablo swept practically everything he owned into the sea. If we didn't dare to care, to share, if we shrugged our shoulders and looked the other way, medical missions and provisions would not have saved thousands devastated by Typhoon Sendong, the floods of Ondoy, the Ginsaogon landslide, the Mount Mayon eruption, the trash slide at Payatas, and other calamities of the last decade. Malnourished children from our poorest communities would not have tasted hot, delicious meals daily for 10 months, or gone to preschool for free, complete with bags, books, and uniforms. These towns would not be overflowing with fresh, life-giving water. Those crippled or disabled would not be enjoying freedom and mobility.
Maraming salamat sa Operation Blessing kasi meron na akong sariling wheelchair at makapag-aral na rin ako ng maayos.
If you didn't volunteer to pray, to counsel, to share the good news of Christ's love, these children would not know the joy of Christmas and Easter. But because we went, cared, believed we could make a difference, countless lives have been changed by the power of faith and hope. Operation Blessing began in 1996 with missions to Negros Oriental and the dump site of Payatas. It has now reached the poorest of the poor all over the country, even in the farthest, most marginalized provinces. Teams choose to go where there are no doctors and hospitals, at the height of storms and floods, and even armed conflict, bringing not just aid and provision, but a message of peace and reconciliation.
The Operation Blessing Foundation really did a lot. The health services is being rendered to the constituents in which it is really happening in our area.
Operation Blessing has twice been given the NGO of the Year for Peace Efforts Award by the Armed Forces of the Philippines and has twice been a recipient of the Philippine Army's NGO of the Year Award for its humanitarian and peace efforts.
We are thankful that you have not only brought services, you have also provided the kind of a value formation to our men and women of the armed forces.
We don't just provide relief for the day, but empowerment for the future. Operation Blessing has set up Bayanihan Banking for savings mobilization, established village cooperatives, partnered with churches, local governments, and NGOs to continue the work of building and rebuilding lives.
Operation Blessing isn't just an institution or an office with walls. It's a movement. It's faith. I started out as a volunteer. Most of our workers are still volunteers. We give more than we can give, do more than we set out to do.
Come and widen the circle of blessing. Choose to care, to share, to transform our nation, one province, one community, one life at a time. Operation Blessing, inspiring change.